Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ayana. If you are new here, we're back today with a weight loss video. Happy New Year all. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 8 practical tips that you can use to make 2025 your year. I lost 70 pounds naturally. I was able to maintain it for years. I started at the beginning of a year. I was motivated just like you guys if you're watching this video. So hopefully these tips helps. Comment any questions below. And that said, let's get right into the video. My first tip when approaching weight loss is not to look at it as a weight loss journey, but as an overall health and wellness journey. When I was 210 pounds, I was exhausted, tired all the time. I could not exercise. I didn't want to go out. It really affected my mental health. I did diets. I lost weight. I gained it back. And what helped me to maintain my weight loss is looking at it from the overall lens of health wellness, getting healthy, having energy to live life, to do things with my kids, to get out, get active. Looking at it over the long term as a health journey really helped me to sustain the weight loss and to just make changes that made me feel better, not just lose weight. The second tip, if possible, is to have an accountability partner. Fitness is so much more fun when you are doing it with someone, especially for women. So when you go to the gym and you have a friend with you and you guys can talk, it goes by much faster than when you're just looking at the treadmill, watching the minutes tick by. It just feels like torture. Having a partner, someone who can check in, they're at a higher fitness level than you, that's even better because they can teach you some of the tips and strategies and things that they've learned along the way. My third tip is to make smaller changes over time. I've seen people do drastic dietary changes, keto diet, Atkins diet. They were able to lose weight, but they weren't able to maintain it. Yo-yo dieting, that's why it's called that, because people lose weight while they're doing it, but it's just so restrictive that you're not able to maintain it. Make small changes over time. Replace one of those unhealthy meals with a healthy meal. Cut down your carb. I have a lot of videos where I talk about intermittent fasting and I talk about, where to start if you don't know where to. So check out those videos if you haven't seen it. But my recommendation is to just start slow and make small changes so that you can sustain it. And at the end of 2025, you'll look back and you'll see what a huge difference you ended up making without the strain and stress of having to push through. Fourth tip is to really pay attention to your portion sizes. A lot of us eat until we're full. That's really not the way that we're supposed to eat. When we're full, in order for that signal to get from the belly to the brain, it takes a few minutes, at least 15 to 20 minutes. The reality is usually by the time we feel full, we've eaten too much. We've overeaten. You're one of those people that know, I like that feel full and I need to have that. You have to trick your body into feeling full without having so many calories. So vegetables, fill up on vegetables, have a small portion of carbs, have a small portion of protein, and overindulge on the vegetables because you can eat a lot of vegetables and still there'll be very low calories and hardly any carbs. If you've seen my weight loss video, products that work like Ozempic, one of the supplements that I take is Glucomannan. It's dietary fiber and it expands in your stomach when you take it with water. It turns sort of gelatinous. So it really gives you the feeling of being satiated. If you haven't tried that supplement, I highly recommend it. Most people don't have any adverse reactions to it. It's literally fiber. My fifth tip I mentioned is to incorporate intermittent fasting into your life. I have a video where I go all into intermittent fasting, so I'm not going to do that here. But when you fast intermittently, you sort of tap into the health benefits of fasting. Intermittent fasting really helps you to kind of keep your insulin levels low because you're not eating, you're fasting. And that way you can kind of switch from glucose metabolism to fat metabolism. Next tip, I believe we're at the 6th tip. Pay more attention to cleaning up your nutrition than focusing on physical fitness. A lot of people jump right into, I'm gonna go to the gym 7 days a week. They are doing that and they don't lose any weight. And that's because they haven't paid attention to the real key of weight loss, and that is nutritional. Pay attention to your nutrition. Weight loss is about 70-80% nutrition and 20% physical activity. Obviously, cardiovascular health, you want to be active, you want to get moving. Putting muscle in your body is a fountain of youth. Really helps with longevity. It strengthens your bones. So you want to eventually get into adding, weight training, adding muscle mass. It also speeds up your metabolism. But the most important thing first is to get that weight off. It's very hard to, one, recomp your body when you're extremely overweight. And it's very hard to have the energy to do, walking, running when you're extremely overweight. So the first thing is weight loss, and that's done in the kitchen. Okay, next tip, when you do start exercising, start slow. Don't go from a sedentary lifestyle to now trying to sprint and do a mile sprinting on the track field. It's a lot of stress on the body, on the joints. It's doing more harm in your body than good. You want to progress so your body is able to make small changes to where it's adapting to what you're doing. And as you plateau or kind of max out with that, then you move on to the next level. One of the things that I was doing is I jumped right into a fitness activity. I did too much too soon, and I started to notice that I wasn't losing weight. And I also started developing this belly that I never had a belly before. Where did this belly come from? I really had a cortisol belly. I was completely stressed. Your body responds to mental stress and physical stress the same way. Excess cortisol, so your cortisol levels go up, you store visceral fat or belly fat. Very unhealthy, and it's stubborn. It's hard to get off. So one of the things you want to do is make sure you're going slow and steady so you don't raise those cortisol levels, stress out your body, and end up holding onto fat that you didn't necessarily need to if you would have just gone slow and steady. Then my last tip is to, again, don't pay too much attention on the scale. Really pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to how you look, take pictures, monitor your progress that way, because the number on the scale can be deceptive. Sometimes you feel like you're losing weight, you're really losing water weight. Sometimes the scale stays the same, but you're recomping your body, especially if you're younger. So you're gaining a little muscle while losing a little fat. And so you're looking different, but the scale hasn't moved much. Again, you're discouraged and you give up. Do not pay attention to the number, because weight loss is not always fat loss and vice versa. You want to make sure you are losing fat and hopefully eventually gaining muscle. And the numbers on the scale can lie. I go to get my body scans done 2 times a year. If you're trying to gain muscle, that's the best thing to do to make sure that the weight you're putting on is muscle mass and not just fat, especially if you're eating at a surplus. So again, that tip was just to not focus on the scale so much, focus on how you feel. And that's it. Those are my tips for a successful 2025. If you follow these tips, I'm 1,000% sure that you will lose weight and you will maintain it. That's the most important things: health, maintenance, and weight loss. The weight loss is last. You want to maintain your overall healthy lifestyle and the weight that you have lost in the process. All right, take care. Comment any questions below. Happy, healthy 2025. Thanks so much for watching.